Yes. Thanks, Steve. Very good bag now. Thank you, brothers and sisters. I just thought I'd start this. I suppose I always thought it was a journey in life, because the journey was ingrained in my mind from my children. They all had to do the journey for their HSC. But my journey started obviously 70 years ago, and a dear old client of mine told me when I was a young accountant about 70, the allotted time, which is in Psalms. So I thought about that over the years, and then I finally made 70. But what Psalms also said is when you got to 80, it was all downhill. But I know that's not true, because my dear friend Alan is well into his 80s. So I think the Psalms isn't quite up to date at the moment. So anyway, we started with a family of 7 children. All my brothers and sisters are here. As you know, I was the 4th. My mother and father were hard-working, loving people. Dad was a soldier, and they all thought we were Catholics. We had 7 children, but we were Baptists. But obviously, Dad did love Mum dearly, because there was always children. And you know, life was good in Punchbowl. My sister took me under her wing and taught me how to wash up and protected me. My older brother sort of led the way, and Wayne and I, 3 and 4, we had the best life. Because 1 and 2, I think, carried a bit of the load. 3 and 4, we had a lot of fun. And Wayne's best friend, who became my best friend, he became the 6th son of our family, and between the 3 of us we get along. I'll tell you a little bit more about, you know, how I did a lot more with our 6th, our other brother. Yeah. And so life went on. I didn't do a lot of work at school. My older brother had to look at the report card, which told me it was pretty pitiful. Mum had left with some of the report cards after she passed with him, and we had to have a look at mine, and it wasn't all that good. But you know, we had a happy, busy life, pretty poor. It's a joke Ronnie and I have, who was the poorest. I think we were pretty poor, but pretty happy. And so we move on from, I finally left school with a very ordinary HSC mark, and I've got a job in town, and here's my first boss, Peter. He's still with me. He tried to teach me to be an accountant, and then I kept doing that, and all of a sudden our 50-year beloved Prime Minister, Gough WEhitlam, saved me. He came up with free education, and so from a dropout, you know, 1 term Macquarie University and 3 or 4 terms TAFE dropout, I ended up at a little teacher's college. And when I read later about it, they were desperate for numbers. And they brought, you know, some of my lifelong friends, Alistair, Peter and Dave, and we all had one thing in common: we didn't all do that well at school. And this accounting college, university, whatever you called it, took us all in. And by some miracle, we flourished. So then Richard re-enters my life, my best mate, and he says to me, I want to go overseas. And I tell him, well, I'm just finishing college, uni. He said, that's okay, I'll pay for your ticket. Okay, I'll give it a go. So I left. I didn't go to graduation. These guys, the mates, that's why I bolted and went to England. Indelibly in my mind, $568 a flight. That's why he said we're going. Qantas had a special that was about a quarter the price. So we got bang. We went to London, like Barry McKenzie, turned up in Alan's chipped me a few times already in the thongs, and it was freezing. It was March 13th, I think. It's still cold in the UK, and we turned up to travel and hitchhike and whatever. And his plan was always to follow the sun, so we went down to Spain, Portugal, went across Northern Africa, Egypt, and ended up in a kibbutz in Israel. So we finally somewhere to meet the ladies. We've been travelling, we've been hitchhiking, or whatever. So we turn up on the kibbutz, and there wasn't many ladies. I thought, oh no, what sort of place is this? And they said, oh, there's 3 ladies that are going to Bethlehem for Christmas. Well, they come back on Christmas Day or something. So we held on to that. 3 girls. One of the girls is Rhonda. Here she is. Head of Rhonda. After that, Richard was his own fault. He went to Turkey. Rhonda eventually wanted to go back to London. I followed her. So a year of travelling and seeing another chunk of the world, we come to Australia. She wasn't keen, but unfortunately I thought I had to be an accountant. I've done all this study. I better come back. So we went back, and then we built the house at Benai, and then working, the normal things, and then all of a sudden, without any great planning, children started to come up. My mother was no great teacher of contraception, as my older sister tells me. Rhonda and I, we had no great knowledge, and the children just came along, Anyway, Ashley came along, the joy of our life, and led our family. Thank goodness, we knew nothing. Change of nappy, and Ashley came along, set the scene for James, who was a treasure of work and sport. Eventually, hallelujah. So, Josh, our little bright old man who's overseas, he just wasn't any trouble. Mind you, he'd stand up to be more than most. Katie, who was stroppy, but now she's the glue of our family. And all her planning and plotting, and they say, I'm a schemer. She's a great schemer. The kids have been the great joy of our family, and Rhonda and I. We just love them to bits. And as you get older, you love them more. And Billy and Carla here, 2 of our grandchildren, and you love them. I still love the children the most. That's just the way they're our children. They're everything to us. Their house burnt down. We built a new house. Rhonda came to work for me. Thank goodness. So not only did she run our family, did she run all our budgeting, like I'm an accountant, but I don't pay any bills. She started to run my little accounting practice at the time, and still does at 71 years of age. She's still working. So thank you, Ronnie. And we've had a great journey, but in her own way, she doesn't realise she just moves me and manipulates me. So we used to have holidays at Bendalong, which is the south coast, and the kids actually saw a lifestyle that my brothers and sisters had in the 50s, because they had no bathrooms. You're in a fisherman's cottage. The kids would have a bath in the old tub, and the room was, the 6 of us in a tiny room. But we loved it, and Rhonda decided to she was going to have a house there by Crook. So next thing, she hammered me and hammered me and hammered me, and we bought a house there. And now our newest friends, Nathan and Kelly, and they're our neighbours and dear friends at Bendalong. So she got me to buy a little house, and then she made it a big house. But it's given us a lot of joy, and she was wise. She was wise. So then she tells me that after doing a big renovation at Menai, our home of so many years, where we did the Robinsons, you know, and of course our neighbours behind. So she said, "We're going to leave Menai." So I said, "Well, so here we are at Little Bay. As we started with a little tiny bed sitter at Horston Park, went to a tiny flat at Canberra. Now we're in a nice apartment at Little Bay, but I think it's great. I mean, we sort of, it doesn't take long, we just adapt, and because with Kate's help, we've got all our children here. Thanks for Rhonda's sister, Wendy, and Terry, and Judy, all for coming as well. Al and Janet have arrived, which is great. It's been a great journey, Ronnie and I have had this. I love it a bit, so I never tell her enough. But it's very we've had a good time. The kids have been great. We look forward to more time with them, and thank you very much for all coming and seeing me, especially my brothers and sisters for coming great distances, and it's been a good journey. And hopefully, a bit like Al, I'll get to the 80 years of misery and pain. That's what Psalm said. I don't read that. Anyway, thank you, and let's stay on. And for once, this party is at 27 Squares of Menai. This party's here, and we're staying.
Happy birthday to Chris. So we're going to dream out them buggers up the other end. We're going to sing real loud. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.